Hello, Puck students, families, and guests. Welcome to College Exploration and Finding Your College Fit presentation provided by Puck's School and College Counseling Support Team. Today, students will learn basic college concepts, what is college fit and college match, steps and resources to help you build your college list. So when it comes to basic college concepts, I've got a couple questions for you. Truth or myth? All colleges are pretty much the same. The answer is definitely myth. No, there's so many options and types. More than 4,000 colleges and universities are in the United States. In LA County alone, we have 63 colleges and universities. And when it comes to California, there are over 281, comprised of CSUs, Cal State Universities, UCs, the University of California, California Community Colleges, and private colleges. Some of those private colleges right in our backyard, such as USC, Loyola Marymount, Pepperdine. We've got tons of private schools throughout Los Angeles County and great options for you. Another question, what is the difference between a college and a university? This is a really common question that parents and students ask their counselors at the high school level. And the answer is colleges tend to be smaller, a little bit more intimate campuses, fewer programs, and they have bachelor degrees, associate degrees, and certificates. So they don't have any graduate programs. And when it comes to universities, larger institutions, they offer both undergraduate programs, so like bachelor degrees, but in addition, they offer graduate programs. So after a student would complete their 4-year degree, they could go on at a university and continue with getting their master's degree, their doctorate degree, their JD, MBA. JD is a law degree, MBA is a master's in business administration. And universities tend to be more devoted to research. But those are pretty much the differences between a college and a university. When it comes to college types, privates and publics, you'll hear that all the time. And the difference between the two is the funding source. If it's a public school, such as the Cal States or the UCs, they're funded by local and state government. They typically offer lower tuition than private schools, but please note that the private schools, they're mainly funded by tuition and fees and other sources. A private school could sometimes be cheaper than a public. So you really have to do your work and speak with a school and college counselor and check out financial aid, because a private could be a cheaper option than a public, depending on the student and what they're offered. We have our community colleges, so that offers 2-year degrees and career-oriented certificates. Our community colleges in Los Angeles, we are so lucky. You've got so many different options, and we've got the LA College Promise, which means you can get 2 years of free community college to get that certificate, that career technical ed certificate, or a 2-year degree, or a 2-year degree to transfer to a 4-year school. Some of those CTE, career technical ed certificates, are in the fields of construction, cybersecurity. You can become a paralegal, so many other options not even mentioned, but definitely a great option for many. We also have vocational or technical schools, and they're career specific. They're typically a few months or years, depending on the program. And then we have liberal arts and science schools. This is a 4-year degree, and it's a broad base of courses where students will graduate with great math, language skills, science skills that can go directly into the workforce in a variety of fields, or prepare you for graduate school to go on and become a doctor, a lawyer, anything that you can have. You can pretty much catapult yourself from a liberal arts and science degree into any career and major. Continued types of colleges. We've got military schools. Those are like West Point or the Naval Academy, where you go to school for free, and what pays for your tuition is after you finish your degree and you go into the service, you have to commit to serve for a couple amount of years, depending on which academy you go to. Then there's art schools or institutions, mission colleges such as the HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, or the HSIs, Hispanic serving institutions. We have women's colleges. We have religious affiliated colleges. So one thing to note about the women's colleges, they pretty much focus on career possibilities for women and heightened awareness of that. And the religious schools are surrounded by people that either share your faith and values, or it may just be historic. If you go to a religious affiliated college, it does not mean that you're going to pursue a degree and that's religious affiliated. It doesn't have to have any religious connection. It could just be at that school. You can study business, arts, broadcasting, journalism, all different things at many religious affiliated schools. One school local to us is Loyola Marymount College. It's a Catholic institution. Again, tons of great programs there. You can study from teaching to pretty much anything. You could check out LMU. I can't talk about basic college terms without talking about financial aid. And when it comes to financial aid, we had a presentation last week. If you go to our YouTube channel, Puck Schools, and check out the financial aid overview and ways to pay for college presentation, you can learn all the details about ways to pay for college and just basic college concepts. But one thing I want you to remember when it comes to financial aid, basic concepts, note that college is affordable and attainable. It's important for you to know, whatever your financial situation is, we have options for you with our community colleges providing 2 years of free school and other financial aid resources that we support you with at Puck. Please know, talk to someone if you are at all saying, I don't know if it's for me because finances may not be in the cards right now. Note that there are options for you. You just need to connect with an adult at one of our schools that can help you get there. So when we talk about college fit and match, what does that mean? Well, they have distinct differences. When it comes to college fit is when a college meets a student's needs and wants as it relates to culture, social environment, supports, community, and even financial fit. A good college fit, it pretty much meets most of a student's preferences in a school. When it comes to college match, it's pretty much a numbers game. It's academic numbers for a school aligned with the students' scores. So their grade point average, so their grades over 9th through 12th grade, test scores, SATs or ACTs if they even require it. College completion rates can even be considered when we talk about match as opposed to fit. And one thing to note, when a student's looking at a college profile, so if you are looking on their site and you see, oh, this is the average, about 50% of admitted students get these kinds of SAT or ACT scores, about 50% get this kind of overall GPA. Please note that if your GPA falls 25% above or below, you'll kind of fall in that average match. And also note that if you are higher than the average GPA or tests that a college has, it's not an automatic guarantee that you will get into that school. It is not a guarantee. There's a lot of different factors that come into this game. It's more than just a numbers game when it comes to admissions. So question for you, which college or university is the best school on this list? Option A, University of Santa Barbara. Option 2, option 1, I should say. Option 2, LA Trade Tech. Option 3, NYU, New York University. Option 4, University of Southern California, good old USC. Or option 5, Harvard University. Which one is the best school? The answer is it depends on you. There isn't a best school out there. It depends on what you need and want in an institution. For one school, USC, for one student, USC might be the perfect match for them, but for another student, it might not be a good match depending on what their program that they want to study, what their commute looks like, if they're able to live on campus, what kind of financial aid. It really depends on you whether or not a school is a good match or not. So what do you look for when it comes to colleges? So you got to think about your personal needs and wants. Location and distance from home. Are you going to live on campus? Do you want to go to a school that you have to take an airplane ride and you only come home for the holidays? Do you want a big school or a tiny school? Really depends. Demographics. Do you want to go to school with students like yourself, or try a place where there's a lot of students that completely aren't from California? Athletics, clubs, activities, affordability, career services. If you possibly have an IEP or a physical disability, does that school offer the services that you need to be successful? Also checking out the freshman retention rate. How many kids that start at that school actually finish on for or go on for a second year or graduation rate. How many people start at that school and actually earn a degree by the time they leave? Do they finish at that college, or do they transfer elsewhere, or do they just leave without a degree? Really important stats, great questions for you to ask an institution. So a lot of information thrown at you right now. What should you do next? Or what should I do next, you might be asking. There's 5 steps to help you get started. Step 1, you got to know yourself. Self-assessment tools. We have a lot of tools in Naviance. So if you log into Naviance through your Google account or through Clever, you can take a self-exploration assessment, learning styles assessments, career assessments, all different types of assessments to figure out who you are and what you want. And middle school students, some middle schools, Puck middle schools have Naviance accounts. Again, you can access it through your Clever account, or you can go to californiacolleges.edu and check out the middle school student. Just Google californiacolleges.edu, and they have all these different tools that you can use to explore yourself and learn more about you and what your wants and needs are. Step 2, career exploration. Again, Naviance, we've got those built in there for you. Any Puck high school students or our schools that have Naviance at the middle school. There's some other career exploration tools that are free. California Career Zone's a great one. Who do you want to be? Or Career One Stop. They help you with this process. They also help you with resume writing, interviewing, many resources. You just got to put the time into investing in yourself and checking out what careers might sound good to you, and not just, oh, I think I know what they do, but really dive in and look at some of these sites to check out what these people actually do. Even YouTube, if you love YouTube, go on there and look up, what does a veterinarian actually do? Or what does a traveling nurse do? They'll be able to give you insight from experts in the field that can help you find more information to make more informed decisions for yourself. Step 3, college exploration. We've got Naviance, we've got schools' websites, college fairs, reps visits. When you're at the high school, college reps come to your school to promote their institution. We also have college matching tools put out by College Board. Tons of sites for you to reference. And again, this will be posted to YouTube, and you can check it out and go back and look at these references. But there's tons of college exploration choices out there. Step 4, college visits. There's nothing more powerful than stepping out on a college campus to see what it feels like. Schedule in-person college visits, contact admissions via the school websites, and schedule a tour. When you go to its campus, you actually get to feel and see what the college campus looks like. Because sometimes you may say, oh, I've always dreamed of a school. You step foot on their campus and you go, wow, I feel kind of lost. It's too big, or it's too small, or I just don't like the feel of it. Really important for you to get out there, but check out campuses when you're visiting family, see what's near them, visit different schools that you'd consider, and then even some that you never thought of, but you want to get on their campus just to see how it differs from the ones that you are interested in, so that you know. Ask questions when you're on these visits. Read 50 questions to ask on a college visit. It's put out by US News, and there's tons of other articles that you can Google just on questions to ask on a college visit. Also, you can't get to a school. Let's say you want to check out a school in the Midwest or up north or out east. You can go to virtual college tours. They have so many beautiful, amazing tools that they have on sites that you can check out a campus and tour the different aspects of the campus. Even some have the surrounding community. 5, build your college list. We have Naviance. You can heart, just like liking something on social media, you can heart your favorite colleges. You access Naviance once again through Clever, and then this allows your teachers and your counselors to see what colleges you're interested in, which is so important because you can work collaboratively with them as you get to the upper grades and high school to get to that application process. You can also check out californiacolleges.edu and save your college lists and create a college profile. Or if you just don't have these right now, you're in middle school, go to Google Docs or get a paper journal and start keeping a list of all the schools that you might be interested, and not just the name of the school, but why. Why that school? Why are you interested in that school? Is it the programs that they offer? Is it the dorms that you saw? Is it a guest speaker that spoke on that school about a program or how great that school is? Really important for you to know your why for a school. Thank you so much for joining us today. Next week, join our 4th week of fall presentations on Get a Job. Find out resources that you can use in school, middle and high school, as well as what you can do now to prepare for your future career success, to get that competitive advantage. Thanks so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.